Hi, everyone. I am back again, and today I'm going to be going over the Synastry chart between Beyoncé and Jay Z. Now, this Synastry chart is an update to the one that I did 3.5 years ago, and this one is more precise and has a lot more details in it because this one has her accurate birth time, which the other Synastry chart that I did previously did not. So I'm going to get started on all of the energies and asteroids that I found in between the two of them. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the betrayal territory between the two of them. Now, Jay Z's Lucifer and Sedna conjuncts Beyonce's ascendant and her Medusa. This isn't just about cheating. There's this soul deep level, powerful energy of not only betrayal by him, but an energy of her reclaiming herself and her power. Sedna was tricked, sacrificed, and left to drown. But she transforms herself into a sea goddess and rises above. Now, Jay Z's betrayal towards Beyoncé happens, but she rises above it. And I'm going to explain how this energy manifests. Now, Lucifer brings this energy of arrogance, like he's a know-it-all. The energy of trust me attitude. I know what I'm doing. Just go along with me and everything will be fine. However, Medusa is there and Medusa steps in, especially with that fierce Aries energy. Underestimating her really was a very big mistake. He messed with the wrong goddess. And Medusa is here to show how this unravels and how untouchable and powerful she becomes. Now, her Medusa is on her ascendant, and it's not just her identity, but it's the awakening through betrayal. But it's a transformation that makes her unstoppable in a way, really. So what does she do? She writes Lemonade, and emerges with more power than she did before. Now, the interesting part of this is that her ascendant is at 29 degrees, the anaretic degree, and that is also known as the frozen degree. But you have her rising sign as Aries. So there's almost like a contradictory energy going on here. It's like you're skating on a frozen pond, but underneath all of that ice is a smoldering or blazing sort of fire that eventually is going to melt that ice. So this is why she didn't blow up when there was this alleged betrayal. She calculated her precision with a cold, calculating, icy sort of revenge and precision. And she knew exactly she knew exactly when and how she was going to strike. And so this is like boss energy here. She's not just a warrior. She's the queen bee. Now, Saturn is also conjuncting her ascendant by him, and Saturn is pretty much always karmic. It binds, it teaches, and it can be like a stern parent. So when Saturn lands on her ascendant and falls into her first house, especially, like I said, conjuncting the ascendant, it doesn't just ground the connection. It can have a very strong grounding effect, but it's almost like a very heavy weight. And the universe is saying, with his Saturn conjuncting her ascendant, I control how you show up in the world, or you must behave a certain way to earn my approval. So picture Jay Z's Saturn pressing down on Beyonce's Medusa at 29 degrees Aries, a point already brimming with frozen rage and divine rebellion, like the queen bee, full of fiery power, yet hidden between that icy surface. Like I said, because 29 degrees is the anoretic degree, the frozen degree. So Saturn, he might say, with Saturn there, he might say, you're too much. Don't release your power. Don't look, don't let them see your anger. And I think he tried to tame her flame, to control her independence. And I remember seeing a video of them. They were at a basketball game or something, and he's cheering or whatever he's doing, and she's just sitting there like rocking back and forth. Now there's a lot of conspiracy theories about her being, what's the word I want to use? MK Ultra or something like that. I don't know. I don't have any proof of that, but that's the kind of energy that I see happening. It kind of reminds me of Saturn putting a chilling effect or like a binding, controlling effect on her, on Beyoncé, and a suffocating influence, because when your ascendant is an Aries, Aries is a sign that needs to express itself and to burn brightly and to have this, to be bold without apologies. Now I'm going to get to his Medusa, Casanova. It's conjuncting his South Node in his natal chart. So he has a pattern of manipulation and betrayal, I think, from past lives. You're very comfortable with the energy of whatever conjuncts your South Node. It's like wearing a really cozy sweater. So he's got Medusa and Casanova there. Medusa, there's betrayal, and Casanova, sweet-talking ladies man. And this betrayal, it's a karmic influence because her sun conjuncts his South Node. And the sun, very important luminary. And when you have the sun conjuncting the other person's South Node, that's a karmic influence as well. There's a past life connection here, and they're working out betrayal between the two of them. Now, her sun is conjuncting his South Node at 5 degrees, which is pretty loose, but there's still that pull here. Now, her Ceres and Sappho conjuncts his South Node, and Ceres means she's the caregiver, or maybe over-nurturing or getting stuck in codependency. And Sappho is there as well, and there's this passionate eroticism energy there. So this has been carried over from past lifetimes, and she's like, she loves him, but there's this over-nurturing sort of energy with that South Node connection. Now I'm going to show you what's conjuncting her descendant from him. And this is really interesting, and it really opens things up to more dynamics that are really ties into the rest of the chart. Now his Jupiter union, Pinocchio, Adonis, and his Knight, asteroid, is conjuncting her descendant. So this is it's like a potent mix of expansion, charm, lying, deception, and idealized love that plays out in their partnership with the planetary aspects as well. But I want to get to the Jupiter and the asteroids, and I'm going to explain the dynamics coming into the relationship towards her from him. Now, Jupiter magnifies whatever it touches. It has this larger-than-life energy, and it's holding hands with the union, which is marriage and partnership, but there's Pinocchio there as well. So he brought in the larger-than-life energy, union, marriage, partnership, Pinocchio, dishonesty, and deception, and I don't think he's a very good liar. Pinocchio, just reminds me of the nose growing and growing every time you lie. And now Adonis is there as well, and that points to intense physical attraction and an idealized version of love where he may appear as the perfect partner, and he embodies this romantic ideal. She puts Adonis on a pedestal, which is him in this dynamic. And his Knight is there as well. So this also plays into him being the protector or savior in their relationship. Now, she might see him as the knight in shining armor, but there's this danger of fantasizing about him or falling for an idealized version that may not always match the reality. Because his Neptune and Poseidon conjuncts her moon. Right here. This is, Neptune has the energy of creating fantasy, illusions, putting on rose-colored glasses, seeing the other person for what they aren't really, it's not really a realistic viewpoint or energy, that you can't really see the other person clearly. It's like looking through a dirty window. Now, Poseidon is there. Poseidon was the brother of Zeus, and Zeus is the prolific cheater, and Poseidon is a cheater as well. So she may not have seen all of his betrayal clearly out in the open due to this double sort of fogginess conjuncting her moon. So she's going to struggle to see him clearly. It blurs the lines between love and illusion. Not only does his Neptune conjunct her moon, his Venus conjuncts her moon as well. So now we have Neptune creating a dreamy, perfect partner, but the Venus is conjuncting her moon as well. So see how this is tying in together? Neptune creating the fog, Venus, the planet of love, and it creates a dreamy sort of idealized love version. Now, her Apophis and Nessus conjuncts his Lilith, and this may have caused betrayal because Lilith has to do with this raw sexuality and the shadow side. So maybe there was abuse and manipulation, which led to a destruction between them sexually, because Nessus has to do with abuse and Apophis has to do with a destruction or a sudden ending, and something happened there sexually, I think. Now, also, his Hypnos, Lilith, and Dionysus conjuncts her North Node. So the theme of this relationship for her is, well, Lilith, it stirs up the raw, untamed desire and sexual energies, and Dionysus brings in themes of partying, overindulgence, and losing control with activities that involve sex, drinking, and hypnosis there as well, and that wraps in also a seductive fog, because hypnos has to do with being hypnotized. So here again, that foggy energy is also conjuncting her North Node. Her North Node, and it ties back to Neptune, Venus, and Poseidon conjuncting her moon. And it's a seductive fog, making it hard for her to see clearly again. So this is like, how do I explain this? It's almost like a fever dream, addictive, passionate, and disorientating. So she was meant to learn something from this relationship karmically due to the South Node connections and his Saturn conjuncting her ascendant. And it's like almost like a blackout curtain where she, like I said, there's a lot of fog and hypnotic effects going on here. And with that Dionysus conjuncting her North Node that has to do with partying, overindulgence, and drinking, this could tie into all of those parties, the Diddy parties, or that's what it reminded me of. So now the question is, how much longer are they going to stay together? Is she going to ever wake up from this foggy dream that she's in? Or is she ready to put on her crown and walk away? I'm going to answer that, I'm going to look at her solar return chart and get a closer look and see what's going on over the next couple of years. But this story is not over yet. And I'm going to see what I find in her solar return chart. I'll look at his too. So that's all I have today. I hope you enjoyed this interpretation. And if you need a Synastry chart, my email is in the description box. So stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back shortly. Have a nice day.